Here we go. Time for some ukulele this morning. We'll tweet this. We will also go post this on the website. That's the more important part of that. Close website. Yeah. Website is jollyrogerukulele.com. And let me go find where I post these guys at. Uh, all the sheet music that you could ever possibly need is on that site. And so feel free to stop by and grab some of it. And it does do you good to grab the sheet music if you don't play it and you don't get good at it, right? So, um, Jolly Roger Ukulele is a place to get good at playing music. And let me go update the page. And that should get people rolling in here. While that's doing that, we'll type in https:// jollyrogerukulele.com. Wait for me to pop up. I hit tweet. And we have tweeted. We close Twitter down. As Twitter serves no meaningful purpose as far as I can understand. Lynn is in, ready for just the good stuff. That's all we're going to do. We're just going to do good Christmas music. We're not going to do any crummy Christmas music. Let's see. All right, let me make sure that this is doing what it's supposed to here. And then we'll get started. I think what we'll do is I think we will play through the Minuet first, and then I will let you guys pick anything that you're into playing today off the list. And we stick to the, or actually, no, let's play. We should play, I think Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. I think that's going to be fairly easy along with Away in the Manger. I think we may toss those over to, well, I don't know. I guess we could mess around with them. I don't know. I am unprepared for today. I'm not entirely sure. Let's let you guys decide what we're doing today. But let's play the Minuet Suite for sure. Let's go grab that off the top because I want to play that. I'll let the baritone player slide on it. But you guys are tough. Minuet Suite solo complete. Lynn says, I'm ready just for the good stuff. Cold and rainy, snowy, rainy and snowy. Yeah, I saw the eastern seaboard's getting some pretty legit weather. So that's here in Denver, it's cold, but it's not legit. It's just cold. Got a tiny bit of snow over the weekend. I think we're supposed to get a little bit more snow today, but not a ton. And Dennis is in from Toronto. Good to see you, boss. Evelyn is in. She's in from Ecuador. So we're going to start with Bach's Minuet. And I want to do something that I haven't been doing with you guys is playing the melody. I've been working really hard on playing the chords and lyrics, or chords, the tough uke part of it. And I'm just like, hopefully they're doing that too. But this is supposed to be the hour where we do a little bit easier playing. And so while I definitely want you long term to be able to play the tough uke, that's where the good stuff is. I also want you to know it's 100% okay just sometimes just to play melody and just enjoy your ukulele. So I'd like to play it that way today. Let's see. Getting cloudier. Oh, so see, yeah, the storm is moving in. I don't think it's supposed to be a big storm we're getting here today, but it's always gets Boulder a little bit more than the rest of us. Boulder sits kind of down in this hill, and it sits in a bowl basically, and so the snow comes up over the top of the mountain, goes right on the top of Boulder. So their weather's usually a little tougher than ours. Q is in the house. She's in from California, right? Q. Yeah, so it's exciting. When I lived in Boulder, my first 3, how many years did I go to school? 6? 4 I had to go. 2 I went for practice. Never finished my master's degree. What are you going to do? Stupid. Got all into this. Got all into doing journalism, and that lasted about 10 minutes. But my last year in Boulder, I lived up near what they call Fairview High School. And it sits kind of on this ridge right at the bottom of where the hill comes over. And the wind at certain times of the year gets over 100 miles an hour in there. And we had this sliding glass door, and every winter it would get blown in, sometimes more than one time in the winter. And, then you'd have to. And once the wind's like that, it doesn't matter whether the door's open or closed. Your whole entire house is a mess. And Yeah, so that's one of my fond memories of living in Boulder was living in hurricane winds every spring. Just part of being up there. That's what you do. Donna's in. Hello, Donna. Nancy's in from Florida. 77 and cloudy in Florida. What? What? It seems like every year the entire United States is all frozen, and then there's down here some Florida, and it's like 83. Glad you're here, Nancy. Carol, welcome in. All right, we're going to play Bach's Minuet Suite first. Get it out of the way. I'm going to just play the melody. Okay, I'm going to play the melody. You can play the tough uke with me. Good for you. Okay, from the top, 3-beat count in. Let's try to keep this pacing reasonable because when you start lining up the fretboard, it gets messy, right? 1, 2, 3. Page 2. Oh, I know. How about we tune up Gary's ukulele? I forgot. I put new strings on this. And that string is a step off. The other ones are holding. That one decided to give up over the weekend. From the top, from measure 18, please. 1, 2, 3. Measure 28. Page 3. .44. Page 4. last page. Whew. So turns out that's plenty hard in and of itself. So those of you guys, once in a while, I get a message from somebody that says, "Well, I'm only playing the melody, and I don't. I definitely, definitely, definitely don't want you to ever feel like that's a bad way to play. You just watched me. I made tons of mistakes, right? Probably just as many mistakes as I make when I'm playing the tough acts, normally when I'm playing the tough line." I get where my hand motions start to get memorized over time. It gets a little smoother and a little bit better. But now when I switch over to melody, well, I got to rethink everything that I thought I knew about this piece. And so as you are getting better as players, and as you're getting every day when you're showing up going, oh, he plays tough uke, I should play tough uke. Yeah, that's true. However, there's a real skill set that goes along with playing melody that's different and equally as important as playing the tough uke. And I would say, especially those of you guys that are, if you're here in Denver and you come to Rocky Mountain Ukulele Orchestra, that's what you're going to be playing. You're going to be playing lots and lots of melody. Sometimes the melody makes sense, and sometimes it's a second melody that doesn't make any sense, and you have to get where you just have faith in where your fingers are. But if you're not in Denver, there's going to come this point where you're like, gosh, I am a really fine ukulele player. I like to start sharing this with some other people, and they're going to, most of the ukulele players know their chords. If they know anything, they know their chords. And you'll put them on chords. Give me 3 beats per measure: G, 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 C, 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 G, 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 and then you're going to play that melody, and you're going to end up with this really delightful afternoon of playing in that style and with that in mind. Even if you don't know other ukulele players, everybody owns a guitar, right? And so some of them might even know all these chords. These are not advanced guitar chords either. So as you go through here, just the plain old regular chords, most guitarists know most of these chords. It might get a little iffy on the minors, but they would know all. I believe a guitarist who's been at it a little bit would know all these chords and would know how to give you a 3-beat pattern, and then you play the melody, and you have a great time. Piano players, obviously, they know their chords way better than the rest of us, because they actually have to count them out. We just have shapes, right? Theirs are different every single time. But a piano player, mandolin players know their chords. So find somebody to kind of hang around with, and playing in that straight melody line way with somebody who's playing chords, man, all of a sudden you're like, yes, this is why I like music right there. And so keep that up. Tomorrow I'll go back to the tough uke line, and I want to play that for a while, right? I think that's a beautiful piece of music. Let's see. Melissa, she's getting better, that's all we are looking for, right? So every day, Starbucks run. What? I had to make a Starbucks run into my kitchen. I only got my first cup in before classes started today, and so I gypped the baritone players a little bit and just had them do one song, and then I ran and made coffee. All right, don't gyp ukulele players, right? Because this is more important than coffee. Baritone, maybe. All right, so there's that. Let's talk about the 3 new pieces I stuck up here. I don't want to go into in depth with them, but I want to talk And today in class, in the second hour, we're going to dive into that Hanukkah medley pretty seriously. It's actually 6 songs. It's super long. I think it's good. And so we're going to play around with that. Hanukkah lasts until Friday. So hopefully we'll have 1 or 2 people who know those songs in class and can let me know if we made any horrendous decisions. But let's grab Here Comes Santa Claus. If you haven't downloaded that one, go grab that one. Here Comes Santa Claus. I think that it's probably okay to play. I think that not, what do I mean okay to play? Easier to play is what I'm trying to get out of my face. And so I do think it should be fun for us in this hour to play around with. And we'll find out if I should put we're going to find out right now if we should put an asterisk on that one. As I was putting it together, I thought, there is a couple bar chords in here. There's that doggone B flat on the 5th fret. But other than that, pretty approachable piece. And when you're a newer player, when you see the key, you're in the key of F, B flats are coming along with it. You don't necessarily like it, but hopefully you're at a point in your ukulele career where you're like, you know what, my B flat sounds like that. Gary says it's fine until I can get strong enough to make that. And then, hopefully if you can get your head around the fact that your B flat will come along, but it's probably not going to come along until you have proper posture and proper hand strength. And that's what you're working on every day here. When we're talking about, when you see most ukulele players on the YouTube, their thumb is wrapped up like this, and then they're wondering why they can't make a B flat. Well, I could not make a B flat if my thumb were up here like this. That's the whole thing is just not good. And boy, I'm popular today. But if your thumb gets into the correct position, then your bar can get in the correct position. Then your fingers will wrap around beautifully and they're in the correct position. And the only issue is, do you have this muscle right here and in your palm build up sufficiently to get a clean bar on there? And in the beginning, nobody does, right? Unless you're a rock climber, you don't have that muscle. You have the muscle, you just haven't developed it. And so getting good posture when you are playing, if you're playing down here and your thumb is sticking up, you're just absolutely creating a situation where everything is going to be difficult when we get to the more advanced material. So please be mindful. Your ukulele, you got no business being horizontal, and you got no business having your thumb where I can see it, right? It should be 100% hidden behind your ukulele. Should be in classical guitar positioning, and then magically your bar starts happening, right? It's just magic as you develop your hand. This muscle, I don't know if you can see that, but I got a kind of a big bump there, right? Because I've been playing for ukulele for a long time, and that little bump is just showing up as one of the, one of my one super strong muscle, right? If we're going to get in a fight, I'm going to fight you with that muscle right there, because that one's good. The other one's not so much, but that one's good. And so when you see B flats, this B flat down here or this B flat up here, we are patient with the sound quality. Might sound like that. I've been working on getting a recording of Greensleeves together, and today, right, there's the moment where I have to put on bar and put my pinky on 8, right? And that's what I'm looking for. And today, sure as shooting, about got 3/4 of the recording done. And here I go, put that on. That's what I got out of it, right? Put it on poorly, didn't go well, and all of a sudden I made that sound and ruined the recording, right? But for you, it's like, that's how I make the B flat right now, and I'm going to move on. So let's do our chords. Make sure we know everything in here. For those of you who are newer, the chords, I give you the straight, basic, all-American chords up on the lyrics and chords line, because that line is the one you're supposed to go caroling with. That's the one you're supposed to sing and strum. Anytime you're strumming, you're thinking, how many beats per measure? Well, in this case, we got 4 because we're in 4/4 time. Okay, so you can do 1, 2, 3, 4. You can do 1, 2, 3, 4. You could do 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Okay, and there's plenty of other ideas that come up. You can turn this into a reggae piece. Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus, right? If you live in Hawaii, Linda showed up, 82 in Maui and sunny, of course. It's a beautiful day in Maui. When you live in Hawaii, this chunk stroke is something they use an awful lot of, and they'll put it on everything. If you watch back in it, not so much these days, but back when our first ukulele videos first started showing up in YouTube, basically I was desperate to learn if I was doing things right. And so I was busy searching for Hawaiian players all the time. And in the early videos, every one of them was chunk stroke. And it sounds cool, right? But the problem is you get addicted to it. And pretty soon all of your songs sound the same. Here comes Santa Claus, right? Comes Santa Claus, right? Down Santa Claus, right? And so you do that too much, and pretty soon every single song sounds exactly the same. But you could do that for fun. And of course, those of you guys that are working on arpeggio playing, well, those of you guys who really want to make yourself sound beautiful as singers, 1, 10, 2, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. Okay, so be thinking about when you approach a piece of music and you know you're going to sing it and you know you're going to use the chords, that this becomes a legitimate choice, not just because you're just doing it because that's what you do, but that you have made a conscious decision about this song, I'm going to play this particular type of right hand activity, and I'm going to work on the song till I find the best way. That's just for singers, right? For the rest of us, we're just whatever. We're just trying to get through it so we can get playing the instrumental side. But let's play this one through, make sure we know all the chords, see if there's anything weird. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. 2, 3, 4. Vixen and Blitzen and all his reindeer are pulling on the rein. 2, 3, 4. Bells are ringing and children are singing and all is merry and bright. 2, 3, 4. Hang your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus is coming tonight. Okay, and then you repeat it 4 times. The challenge, right, is when you get into the quick turns, and that's probably if you're plucking an arpeggio. That's why when you get to F chord, D7, G minor 7 and 4, you want to be in a 1 and 2 and, so you can play 4 plucks before switching to your next chord. So if it's if I go from 9, bells are ringing and children are singing and all is merry and bright. It's a lot of work there, but it sounds really pretty. And so if you like singing, really, really spend a lot of time thinking through your arpeggio patterns, because you're going to end up sounding a whole lot better. If you're newer to singing or newer to ukulele, remember, you're not playing with the melody when you are strumming. You are playing to the beat. And so there's a big difference between here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus. That's playing to the beat, 4 strums in each measure, versus here comes Santa Claus, here comes Santa Claus, right down Santa Claus Lane. 2, 3, 4. Now I'm playing to the melody, and you do not want to do that. When you get better and you're really comfy with getting your rhythm together, then yeah, you might do it. But when you're first starting, you do not want to play to the melody. You do want to play to the rhythm. And when you're playing to the rhythm, it's either 4 or 8, right? Because you're in 4/4 time. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. And if you do like a song like this, you can get away with that because it's about Santa Claus, right? So it should be fun. Do up and down with me. Just your index finger. When you go down, you're hitting the face of your nail, and when you come back up, you're hitting the pad of your finger. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Here comes Santa Claus. Here comes Santa Claus. Right down Santa Claus Lane. Dixon and all his reindeer are pulling on the Bells are ringing and children are singing and all is merry and bright. Say your stockings and say your prayers, 'cause Santa Claus is coming tonight. Right? And so then you've got when it's a fun and exciting song, down, up, 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 forever really works. You will see lots of websites out there that give you the official strum pattern for this, that, or the other thing. And please ignore all of that. That is the astonishingly stupid advice that floats around on the internet. There's the only two songs. If you like George Formby and you like banjolele, he does absolutely positively have a strum pattern that you have to learn. You could spend the next 20 years doing it to get it right. And then Over the Rainbow, the Israel's version, there are some YouTube videos out there that teach you exactly how he does it. But why would you want to do that? That would be like Israel sitting down and giving you a lesson on how to do Over the Rainbow Judy Garland style. That's just not, do it your way, right? Find a way to do it your way. All right, melody. Let's play through the melody. Ones, I see threes, I see twos, up and down measure 9. I'm going to be up at 8, right? So when I go to 8, I'm usually in 5th position, 5, 6, 7, 8. That way my pinky ends up on 8 and my ring ends up on 7. And then I got a whole bunch of notes that I've got covered there. And same thing happens at 13, right? So be thoughtful about when I see that big stuff, big numbers coming, slide up to 5th position. I think it'll be easier for you. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, oh, 3, 3, 1. Oh, oh, 3, 3, 1. Oh, 1, 1, 1, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1, 1, oh, 3, 3, oh, 1, oh, 3, 3, oh, 3, 3, 2, 3, 5th position, 5, 8, 7, 7, 5, 3, 7. Oh, I blew it. So here's the question. What do you do there, right? So 5, 5, 8, 7, 7, 5. Now you got a 3, 3, 7. Probably the smart thing to do is slide your 3 index finger down, get the 2 3s, 3, 3, and then come right back to 5th position and use your ring finger for the 7, and then come back to the index, 5, 5, 3, and then go get your 1s. Now use your pinky to get the 5. Probably is the best sense, and then ring for a 3. Let's try to do the whole idea again. 5, 8, 7, 7, 5, 3, 7, 5, oh, 3, 3, 1, 1, oh, oh, 1, oh, 1. All right, I got a typo on here. I never do this, but this is an old song that I forgot to update. In the melody line, last note, measure 15. That should be a 3 on the 2nd string, not a 0 on the 4th string. If it's a 0 on the 4th string, you have to play it with a high G ukulele, and some of you have low G ukuleles. It won't sound right. So change that from a 0 on the 4th string to a 3 on the 2nd string. It's just a G note, and I used to have my software set differently, and so that happened from time to time. And obviously, I pulled this up from an old blank. So we got to the bottom, we found the typo. That's exciting. Let's play it through as a melody. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Two, three, four. The top and 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Two, three, 4. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go from 13. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's how we end. Maybe not hit that last, maybe not hit the top 0, just play 2, 0, 1, and it'll sound a little bit more complete. All right, so that's the melody. Melody's not too terrible, right? So then let's go through and talk tough uke. So when we're playing tough uke, we grab the chord, right? Start off with a 0, and then 2, 0, 1, 0, that's an F chord. With your ring finger, a couple 3s, and then a partial F chord, 2, 0, 1. Make sure your thumb is resting on the first string, okay? And then hit the do with the 0 again, and then a little F chord, 2 3s, partial F chord, then you hit a 0 again, go grab your C7, strum down twice, 1 0, and then a full C7 chord again, 0 1 3, those are decorative notes, right? And then hit the 0 again, nice C7, hit the 1, hit the zeros, 2 3s, 0 by itself, nice C7, regular zeros, 2 more 3s, hit the 0, F chord. Use your pinky to get this 3. It violates every single rule in our book, but I will tell you that this is the correct thing you want to do for a lot of different reasons. F chord, pinky on 3. Change it out for your ring finger, and then back to the 3, and then some decorative notes. 1 0 3. That's a cool note, right? That's the wrong note on purpose to get this lot of tension to get up to your B flat on 5. So bar here, C shape, F shape in front. What instrument am I teaching? Bar on 5, C F shape in front. Squeeze hard, strum, bells, and then with your pinky hit the 8 R, then your ring finger, ringing, index finger on 5, and now ideally you could do that without taking your bar off, but you'll watch me and I guarantee I will be abandoning the chord because there's a lot of fancy fingering to do there. Henry wants in. Henry will be here for 2 seconds and then he'll leave, but his new thing is to come in during the middle of the lesson. I'm playing ukulele. All right. So we're at measure 9. You got your bar on. And bar. Add the 8. 7s. 5. Now go to measure 10. F chord with the C. Slide to 7. Use your pinky there because you're going to drag it back to 5 and add a bar on it too. Change out your pinky for your middle finger, hit the 3. And then you got this beautiful G minor 7th. It's basically a B flat, but you're only hitting these two strings and that. Go grab 0, 0, 5, 3, 1. And then go to another F chord with your pinky on top. Again, the wrong note. There goes Henry. B flat. F chord with your 3, slide up to 7, bring it back to 5, add the bar at 2. Okay, and just get everybody off to get out of the 0. And then here I would recommend grabbing your G minor adding your pinky on at 3, then taking your pinky off, and I'll take everybody off, hit that 3, and then an F chord. Okay, and then you go turn around, play it 3 more times. On the last time through, when you finally come through and hit measure 17, and then bar on 5, pinky on 8 to finish up the song. Okay, that's it. All right, so hopefully most of that makes sense. Linda asks, if you have a low G, can you leave it on the G string major 15? If you have a low G, and no, you don't want it. In fact, that's why you don't want to do it. If you have a high G and you hit the 0 on the 4th string, it'll sound fine. It's just it's just annoying that you have to bring in another string that we never use. If you have a low G and you hit a 0, it'll be a full octave below where you want it to be. That is why I don't use that string for arranging, is because I want those of you guys with high Gs to have all of your notes in proper order, and those of you with low Gs, the only thing you're using this for is depth of sound, right? It just really sounds pretty, and you're playing exactly the same thing as the high G players. The only difference is on high G, this is a bright, pleasant, happy ukulele sound, and on low G, it's a little bit heavier, more in-depth sound that a lot of people like, right? So instead of this G, you're playing that G, and it just gives a little bit of depth to it. It takes a lot of the ukulele-ness out of it, but it definitely a lot of people like that deeper sound, and so yeah. So the when you see a 0 on the 4th string, I can tell you for the most, unless it's in part of a chord, I've made a mistake. All right, let's play it. 2 times through, there will be more than enough. Those of you guys been around a while, right? Obviously, thumb your way through it. If you're still newer and you're still working on getting your melody playing up to speed, just play the melody line, and then I bet you this phone has rang 15 times this morning. Nobody's left a message. And then, of course, the second time through, those of you who've been around a good long time and you're really getting on your skill set together, you want to switch to claw and play it that way, okay? I'm going to play it with my thumb, tough uke the first time, and my claw the second time, okay? From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. Top of the page, go. a strap on this ukulele, so I'm busy fighting, holding onto it. It's fairly complex when you are playing with the claw, and then you have this more advanced chording going on. It's hard. The ukulele wants to get away on you, right? And so, one more reason to have a strap on your ukulele. Those are really important. Okay. Now, we spent the whole time on this one song, which is fine. Well, we played Minuet, right? So I want to talk about sort of the week ahead. What I want to do, again, for this Friday is our final get-together until the new year, I think. One, I want you guys to think about, hey, how am I going to end up the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's? Most everybody's thinking, yeah, I could use a little bit of just downtime, and I don't want to work on anything. And so my plan is to do nothing during those 2 weeks except write music for January. However, if you think that you are going to go out and start, start forest fires because you don't have any ukulele to do, make sure you let me know about that. We can do something, those weeks, as long as I don't have to prepare anything. If we want to play stuff that we already have laying around or whatever, I can do some of that during that time. And so we can talk about what would help you stay sane. But hopefully you're just going to use that time to bake cookies and make plans for working out so that you can get the cookies back off and all that stuff during that time. And so my plan is to make this Friday the last get together until the new year. And in that vein, I want to play exactly the same stuff we played on Friday that we got to play this week, last Friday. So, all of those starred songs would end up in this hour. So, and it is my belief, for the most part, the songs with stars are a tiny bit easier to play than the ones without. And so that's where you guys come in, right? You're the experts on the stuff that's a little bit easier to play. And then we let the guys that have been around a little bit longer play that next level stuff. You, of course, are coming to both classes. But so that's my thought over the next week is, hey, I want to play Minuet again. I still want to play all of the starred Christmas stuff. And then I would say, I think, frankly, having played this one, it probably is a little bit on the harder side, and it's not that the chords are fairly straightforward and the melody is fairly straightforward, but when you put them together, all of a sudden it gets pretty intense. So Lynn says, if we don't have new meetings, I'll go back in the archives and look for things I want to review. Yeah, in my mind, that's the perfect time to start thinking about, all right, so in January, Gary says we're going to be playing Beatles, and I've never heard of the Beatles because they're from the olden days. What else would I want to be working on? And I think, what do we have to do? A couple hundred songs on the website now, and so it's a great opportunity to go back and review a few things. That's probably, I have a concert that I have to give at the end of January. That's what I'm going to be doing as well, is looking through some of the stuff we've already done to figure out, because honestly, me giving concerts does not bring me any particular, like, I don't get jazzed about it like most performers do, but I do get jazzed about you guys being able to play along with me, and so I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So yep, right. Let's hear it for YouTube. YouTube's been all right, every now and then it falls apart on us, but it used to fall apart a lot more than it does now. They've done a good work over here of suddenly switching gears to allow all of us to be broadcasting all the time. So, all right, guys, that's enough for today. I'll see some of you in the next hour. We're going to go over the Hanukkah medley. That's probably going to be the entire class. And then I did put up the Away in the Manger medley, which is kind of fun to play Away in the Manger 2 different ways. And so, so there we go. I will see all of you either tomorrow or in the next hour. And I hope you're having fun with ukulele and remembering that this is a joyous instrument, not a homework project, and that sometimes you're just sitting and playing it for fun, right? So, all right. Do a random, let's see, Nancy's got my whole speech memorized. Try to do a random act of kindness for somebody once in a while. Just show up and do something silly for them. 2, be safe. They're making a big deal out of they ship the vaccine. You're not getting the vaccine until April, so you're still in extraordinary danger on a daily basis. 3, practice. We got a concert on Friday. Wouldn't it be cool to play this concert even better than you played the last one? Keep showing up here. That I can assure you is the single most important thing. Just like and subscribe if you haven't done that yet. And then subscribe to the website. Most of you guys already have, I know that. But we have tonight, we have our final Monday night ukulele stuff, and they're playing hard music, right? I'm going to have to sit down after this and practice up myself. It just doesn't roll off the ukulele, right? So it's a fun thing to do. So, and so, yeah, come join the orchestra tonight. Let's see who else mentioned something. All right, Linda, I'll see you in a little bit. Vicky made it here for a little while. See you at 1 o'clock. Good to see you, Vicky. Vicky and Christine take turns sneaking in from Bozeman, and then eventually they both show up. So, Dennis, good to see you, bud. I'll see you tonight. And Q, how do you subscribe to the website? Click on subscribe. That's one of the, it's at the top of the website. You click on subscribe, and then that will take you to a PayPal portal. And I've had lots of questions about, hey, I want to pay in some other way. The answer is no. I can only handle being technical expert on one system. And PayPal allows you to use your credit card or to use your PayPal account. It's a nice setup, Q. So go check it out and just read through that subscribe page, and then just follow the directions, and it'll take you through there. Nancy, I would love to join, but PayPal account doesn't like me. Yeah, I do know a handful of you have had some struggles with PayPal. I will tell you, I've been on PayPal since they opened, and I've never had any problem. So it's why I chose that platform, both for my business and for this website. They do a really good job. And when something weird happens, they'll work with you. And I, of course, will work with you. I don't ever want you to pay for something you don't get. And so just let me know if there's any challenges there, if I can help you through. Generally speaking, if you'll read every single thing on that subscribe page and then go follow the directions on PayPal, you should have a fairly straightforward sign up for that. So that's that. I'll see you guys tomorrow or tonight or later in the next hour or in 7 minutes. And I'm going to log out, and I will talk to you guys a little bit later. Have a great afternoon. All right.